Previously on the last Pokemon Crystal Challenge run, it doesn't matter that we do not have a beak. And coming up, we're in charge of our own routing and we're not listening to what that liar has to say. Welcome along to 4 Moves. This is a new experimental series taking a lot of inspiration from our Supermon challenges. As I'm sure you can see from the overlay, the timer is back, the resets are back, and also Hidden Power and Return are back. The premise of this series is that we grab a Pokemon, we give it 4 moves, and we try to defeat Red as quickly as we possibly can. There are a few other intricacies about this run I will tell you about throughout the course of the challenge, but for now, we've got to pick our 4 moves. So we already have the first move that I want, and that is Growth. Growth is going to be a way for us to increase our special attack. Now, because Hidden Power is allowed back in this series, we are absolutely going to be learning Hidden Power, and we've got Hidden Power Ice for this one. For our second move, we are going to pick a Grass type move, and I'm actually going to go for Razor Leaf. I know that Giga Drain is higher power, however, Giga Drain only has 5 PP, and because we're against the clock, I don't want to be constantly having to PP heal our main attacking move. Razor Leaf might only be 95% accurate, but it's still going to be just good enough for us. And now when it comes to our third move, I am torn between either Sludge Bomb or Return. Now Return will max out at 102 base power, whereas Sludge Bomb is only 90 base power and we only get the badge boost in Kanto for Sludge Bomb. However, that does give a chance to Poison, and that could be the tipping point for some battles. Sludge Bomb also has 10 PP, so that is perfectly serviceable, and it will be a stronger move in the early game, whereas Return at the moment is currently only a base 28 power move. That move will take some time to warm up. So I think on balance, Sludge Bomb is going to be slightly more useful in the course of this run than Return will be. I'm sure when we get some normal type Pokemon though, Return will become a staple of the learn set once more. So that's it, we have committed to our 4 moves. We are level 5 with 24 HP, holding a berry with Razor Leaf, Sludge Bomb, Growth and Hidden Power. It's 14 in attack, 11 in defense, 17 in special attack, 15 in special defense, but just 9 in speed. This is the Pokemon we are running with. These are the 4 moves we have committed to. How long will it take for us to defeat Red? So the timer will start as soon as we leave Elm's lab, and it will not stop until we have defeated Red. Now, the intricacies of this run are going to be quite fun to go through. There is no hard-coded level cap in this because it is a timed series. Of course, we do have Hidden Power and Return making a triumphant comeback for this type of challenge as well. We have as many retries as we like for this run, so as soon as we faint we can take a reset and take the battle over. It isn't game over in this run, and we are just trying to defeat Red as quickly as we possibly can, so I have to get used to playing quickly once more. Now, because we've been doing so many Supermon challenges together, I have decided to retain the HM items. So instead of having the HM friends, we are going for the HM items. That just means I don't have to worry so much about having 2 different sets of muscle memory committed to my little old brain, because otherwise I'd be messing up constantly here, there and everywhere, and we'd be losing time through menuing. Now, one of the beauties of this new timed run is I've completely changed how the timer is working. Everything under the hood is now a lot smoother, and the second I take my hands off the controller, the timer will pause. We are only timing movement when I am actively playing the game. So if I need to take time to think, I don't need to consider pausing the timer anymore. It will do it all for me. Now, the rival is still going to have the Pokemon that is strong against us. Clear cut in this case, Fire is strong over Grass, so that means that the rival will have Cyndaquil. And I've really got to get myself back into a playing quickly mindset. I have moved the key escape rope from the top of the Sprout Tower to the Violet City Pokemon Center, just so that we can still skip the Sprout Tower if we need to. But everything else is still going to be its regular HM item that we have seen throughout the Supermon challenge, and because we have as many attempts as we like and the aim of the series is to defeat Red as quickly as we can, that is why I have decided to bring back both hidden power and return. It doesn't make sense in the Supermon challenge where it's all about the problem solving, all about trying to get everything done in one life, whereas with this challenge the flexibility is a little bit more important. Now you may have noticed a couple of bits have changed in between clips. It's actually a couple of days later. Live Split crashed on me just after I recorded that last little clip. So I have spent the last couple of days recoding my timer from scratch. So we are no longer using Live Split, we're using some custom code now, which hopefully won't go too far wrong. But it does mean that the overlay has changed ever so slightly. With that, let's make our way into our first gym together. This is Falkner's Flying type gym. As I mentioned earlier, we do not have a level cap, so we can be over-leveled for the gym leaders, and we should be absolutely fine taking on both of these gym trainers before taking on Falkner himself. So Birdkeeper Rod has a pair of Pidgey, we get up to level 11, and we will do the Falkner special of just a quick potion before taking him on. With all that said though, we can now take on our first gym leader. This is Falkner, the Flying type specialist who leads with Pidgey. It's a one-shot with hidden power on the Pidgey, and it's probably going to be a one-shot on the Pidgeotto as well. We grow up to level 12 and a bit, and we obtain our first badge, the Zephyr badge, in 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Let us now get out of here. We're going to get that call from Professor Elm, and instead of getting the egg, we are going to get the key escape rope. That prevents us from having to climb the Sprout Tower in order to get to the escape rope, and it will work as our analogue for dig, because do remember we are not catching the HM friends in these runs. This is all about the speed, this is all about helping my muscle memory as well, and the best way to help my muscle memory is to not have to worry about any kind of differing muscle memory inputs between the two different types of challenges we do. We will try and take on Picnic Liz here actually in this challenge, just see how well our special attack does. Now SUNFLORA is a lot of things, but SUNFLORA is also a very, very good special attacker, so I think we'll be in for a fairly good time providing we don't get sent to sleep like we have here. This is one of those cases where our slow speed definitely comes into play, and for goodness sake, Hypnosis is not supposed to hit 2 times in a row like that. Hypnosis is supposed to hit like 1 in every 4 times from the AI, goodness me. We'll take a couple more trainers on in the Union Cave, and then we will be able to move on. We are going to take full advantage of being the grass type and having hidden power ice in this cave, because all of these trainers are going to give delicious experience points, or at least the ones that have the rock grounds are. Plus we can take on the Slowpoke as well, just near the Swift TM, so we're going to get lots of delicious experience points in preparation for a gym where we will have the type disadvantage going for us. And now I don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched, but I've also got a feeling that I have fixed our audio issues that we've been having for the longest time when I've been recording live clips. I've just tweaked a couple of settings in OBS, and from the last couple of clips I've recorded, it seems to all be working fine again, at long flaming last. How long have those audio issues been plaguing us when we've done the live voiceovers? It's been ever since our first gift lock that was recorded in September last year, so hopefully we won't have any more of that pesky stuttering that has been plaguing us for so long. And so we have made it to the final grunt here in the Slowpoke well. He's got a Coughing. Coughing has virtually no special defense, so we can knock it down in 2 shots. And that was a very nice Slowpoke well compared to the last time we run SUNFLORA. Of course, last time we did start as a Sunkern and we didn't evolve until after the Whitney battle, so we would expect to be doing better. But I've got a really good feeling about this SUNFLORA so far. It's a Pokemon that I quite often forget exists, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I've chosen this Pokemon to run now, because quite frankly, ever since we did our slowest 6 run, I haven't thought about SUNFLORA at all. So I think it's about time that I regain an appreciation for this line, because it is a very cute line and I wish Game Freak would do more with it. Give it a Mega, give it a 3rd stage evolution, just give it something. because Sunflora deserves so much more. Do you agree with me there? I really hope you do, because Sunflora is cute. What's not to love about it? It's just a happy little sunflower. Let us now take on Bugsy. He is our second gym leader together. He is, of course, a bug-type specialist who leads with Metapod. We're just going to use one growth here and then get to defeating all of his team, because it should be as simple as 3 one-shots to get us through. Not too much damage at all taken from Bugsy, and we get our next badge in a time of 10 minutes and 11 seconds. That means we can move on to the dreaded Rival 2. Now this one could be a little bit peskier compared to Rival 1, so we'll have to see. Let us now engage the Rival in battle and we'll see what happens. He leads with Garcia and we are going to start with a hidden power. I was going to risk a growth, but I don't think that's the right idea. We have been paralysed, which isn't great. Zubat's going to use Leech Life, but it is an earlier gen Leech Life, so it doesn't really do too much. And then here comes Quilava. He's using Leer, that's fine by us. We can more than easily tank a couple of Embers. And we get through, growing up to level 22 in the process. And we can now leave here with our heads held high. Sunflora has so much special defense that I'm not really that worried about the Rival. For most of the battles we will be facing him in, there could be a couple of times where he could get a little bit tricky, but having Grass, Ice and Poison as our attacking types means we should have fairly good coverage as we go along. For the Rival battles, I can't see there being too many issues whatsoever. Now we are going to be getting ourselves a Scythe here as well as Cut. We do not have the ability to learn HMs in this particular run, so that means that instead all of the field moves are going to be used as items, and that does help with the old muscle memory for all of the runs, as I've mentioned a couple of times now. I also think it makes for a true solo run experience, as opposed to having all of the HM friends clog up the party, maybe affect the AI in places. Now it is a genuine solo run. So we will still be seeing the HM friends from time to time when we go back to our older series, but for this series they are still on their well-deserved rest. So we will say thank you to the HM friends once and for all. And I'm sure they are all enjoying semi-retirement at the moment. And now it's kind of weird doing our old-ish Goldenrod routing again, but we are going to need the Quick Claw for this particular challenge. There's absolutely no other held item that I think will come in quite as useful as the Quick Claw as we go through this one, because of course we only have 30 in our base speed, and that really is not quick enough for most things. And now we have been caught in a flash loop from this Abra. It's refusing to attack, it's just hitting us with more and more flashes, so our accuracy is really far down. But this is one of those battles it's too good not to take on, because you get so much experience and so much stat experience. We will take on Alan as well, because we have Hidden Power Ice, he has a Tangler, and it's one of very few Pokemon we're actually naturally able to outspeed. With that, we'll chat with Floria and we'll make our way back to Goldenrod. So now, with a couple of extra gym trainers taken care of, we are in Goldenrod Gym, where we are about to face Lass Carrie. She's got a Snubble that goes down in a critical hit Razor Leaf. That brings us on to Whitney herself. She is our third gym leader together today. Norm-type specialist leads with Clefairy. Clefairy has metronomed Mach Punch of all things, which could have been worse, all things considered, and now we are onto the Miltank. A pair of Razor Leafs knocks it out, and we are through Whitney. First try, and we obtain the Plain Badge in 15 minutes and 47 seconds. Goodness me, my brain at the moment is all in Supermon mode. So trying to think of the timer and trying to play with the timer and trying to talk about the timer is a little bit tricky. I'll have to hope that I can improve my voiceover throughout the course of this one, because it's been a bit ramshackle so far, hasn't it? And now defeating Whitney means we get to beat up a tree. Pseudo Widow will go down in a single Razor Leaf, therefore proving that sunflowers are stronger than fake trees. Let us get the big hammer from the man, and we will now go and grab the ether, and it's time for Fast Safe Ecruteak once more. Now, in case you're not familiar with Fast Safe Ecruteak, it's a routing that Snowy and I have kind of bounced back and forth with each other for a little while to try and find the most efficient routing through this middle part of the challenge. Now, instead of going straight into Kimono Girls and into Ecruteak Pokemon Center, and then climbing the lighthouse if you need it and teleporting back to Ecruteak, we set our teleport spot here in Olivine City. A lot of Pokemon benefit from climbing the lighthouse before Rival 3 anyway, but we figured that going backwards between Olivine and Ecruteak is significantly quicker than going forwards between them, because there's less grass, there are fewer trainers, fewer spinners, and it only takes about 7 seconds to get back from Olivine Pokemon Center all the way back to Ecruteak City, as opposed to about 10 to 12 seconds plus your then time delay in Ecruteak Pokemon Center, as Bill has that horrible waffle that goes on for ages. So I've really found it has helped with some of the times, and it's helping create consistent mid-games with still fast times for some of the Pokemon that do need the extra levels throughout this part of the challenge. Now, because of SUNFLORA's very high special attack, I don't think we technically need these levels, but it's still a good routing to do, because it means that we are going to change some ranges into one-shots, and so we're still going to be able to save time overall. So now we are at the very top of the lighthouse. We'll have a little chat with Jasmine. We will then fall through the floor, grab this rare candy, we'll escape rope out of here and get ourselves back into the Pokemon Center for another heal. And then after a quick cycle back, we are in Ecruteak City, where we're going to take on the Kimono Girls. We'll take on the Flareon trainer first, and we can one-shot it with a Sludge Bomb. And then we've got a bunch of others to take on as well. I'll be very interested actually to see how much Sludge Bomb does. Firstly, against the Espeon, a one-shot is very nice to see. But this Umbreon will give us a very good idea of how our offensive stats are doing. Razor Leaf doing over half is very good for our offensive stats so far, actually. I'm impressed to see that we're able to do that. Vaporeon's going to stand no chance at all. We can one-shot that with a Razor Leaf. And then here comes the last one, Jolteon, which we shall use a Sludge Bomb. Of course, it's not going to try and go for an electric move, so there was no risk of being paralysed there. We'll get ourselves the Raft and, of course, the Surf HM, which is useless to us in this run. And now we can take on the third rival battle. Let us stick on one of our repels. We'll move our super repels up to top spot at the same time. Use that last potion to free up the bag space, and we will take him on. Let's see how we get on here. I don't think we'll be in any great danger, although we are probably going to be on a clock because that Haunter does curse us. We've got Hidden Power for the Zubat. We can take that out in one. Here comes Quilava. Let's use a Sludge Bomb. He's probably going to go straight for Ember. He's gone for Smokescreen into Ember. That's kind of rude. Let us now go for Razor Leaf against this Magnemite. Sonic Boom takes us down to 2, but we do not faint. That curse could have been a little bit more brutal than it otherwise was. Getting through Rival 3 on our first try is always a good feeling. And with Rival 3 all beaten up, we can take on Morty. He is our 4th gym leader together today, a dual Ghost and Poison type specialist who leads with Ghastly. That Ghastly was inevitably going to swear at us, so we'll use a couple of growths, and then we will Hidden Power it. It's going to be a one-shot on the first Haunter. Then it should be a one-shot on the Gengar as well, but we have been sent to sleep. Oh dear. Now, we do have the Mint Berry for this occasion, and it was a bit of a toss-up between holding the Quick Claw and the Mint Berry here. Went for the wrong choice there. I could see a reason, or I could see a universe where the Quick Claw is the right play, but not today. So we're going to go through the same process here. We haven't been paralysed by Lick, so we've got our double boost again. Nightshade hits us, and this time we have that insurance for Morty. Hypnosis really is hitting an awful lot today on these runs. Absolutely fine though, we get through on our second attempt, and we obtain the Fog Badge in a time of 24 minutes and 27 seconds. We're now going to start heading east, and we're going to pick up some bits here at the Lake of Rage that we will need for the remainder of the run. One of the things we need to do is take care of the red Gyarados. We've got Razor Leaf, so I'm expecting it to be a 2 or 3 shot at most. Gyarados going for double Dragon Rage is a little bit mean though, but it didn't make a difference to the outcome of that battle. We can have a little chat with Lance. We're going to keep him waiting quite some time though. He'll teleport in to Mahogany, but he's just got to wait for us to be ready for him. He's so demanding, telling us to do this and that, when actually no, he has to wait for us because we are in charge of our own run, we're in charge of our own routing, and we're not listening to what that liar has to say. Let us now use the Rentalabra and we will get all the way back to Olivine. That is the beauty of Fast Safe Ecruteak. We can go to the lake and then come all the way back here. We don't need to fret about any kind of movement, because that is the lake all complete. We never have to think about it again, and we can instead touch base here in Cianwood City, where we get the secret potion from the man in the dodgy shop, and we will go into our next gym together. This is a fighting type gym, but I'm not expecting too many problems at all. We will get a jump kick to the face or two courtesy of the Hitmonlee. We will grow yet another level. Goodness me, we're already up to 36. That is the beauty of medium slow. And then we will try and get the crit on this Hitmonchan as well. That is a very good start to this gym. We will be making full use of the Pokemon Center though, and we will be ready for Chuck. So with the Quick Claw back re-equipped, we are ready to take him on. Chuck is our 5th gym leader together today, a fighting type specialist who leads with Primeape. We are going to set up just a couple of growths. That crit from Karate Chop was a little bit mean, and then we will one-shot the Primeape. How are we going to do against the Poliwrath? If we hit through Confusion, we get the victory. That was an unnecessary crit there, and we get the Storm Badge in 29 minutes and 19 seconds. The Storm Badge gives us access to the air balloon. That lets us fly all across the map. And now I can get on with that housekeeping that needs to be done every single challenge. And in case you're wondering what the housekeeping is, it's ostensibly just me going around picking up a bunch of items that are too awkward to get pre-fly because we either don't have the HMs or they're a little bit too far out of the way to get on our first pass through. It's normally just a bunch of rare candies, a couple of nuggets as well. Enough so that I can do the first vitamin shop in Goldenrod Pokemart. There are a couple of vitamin shops we do throughout the course of these runs, just to try and min-max our stats as much as possible, but I don't think we'd need a vitamin shop for our next gym leader. This is Pryce, the Ice-type specialist who leads with Seal. Now, he may be an Ice-type specialist, but he has a glaring weakness to the Grass type. So we can get 3 one-shots on all of his Pokemon. We will obtain the Glacier Badge in a time of 35 minutes and 45 seconds, and we have a very, very successful Pryce fight there. However, I don't think the next gym battle is going to be quite so easy, and that's because the next gym battle is going to be against good old Jazz. She's the secret potion specialist, and we don't have anything too great for any of her Pokemon really. So we will just have to give it a go. We are holding on to the Purrscure Berry to try and get a free turn of setup against her Steelix. Against her Magnemite, rather. Now really, this is our Achilles heel, the Steel type. We don't have anything good at all for it. However, we should be able to do quite a bit of damage against this Steelix. Although unfortunately we get a miss there. We make up for it by getting a one-shot, and we get another critical hit. So Jasmine was a lot smoother than I was predicting. I always like it when that happens. That does mean we have 7 badges. We get the call from Elm, and that is our cue to traverse through the ice path. And here in the ice path we are going to pick up the Nevermelt Ice. We have an ice type move, and it might just make the difference between a range and a one-shot or a two-shot with our SUNFLORA. Well, I have to say, Ice and Grass as a type combination has done very, very well so far. But, of course, as we saw when we ran Ice and Grass together as a defensive combination with a Bomber Snow, it isn't exactly pleasant, to say the least. That Bomber Snow Red battle is one of the worst Red battles I think I have ever had in any challenge run to date. And I really hope that SUNFLORA doesn't get a Red battle quite so tough. And being at 7 badges does mean we're at everyone's favourite part of the run. It's Radio Tower time. Aren't we so happy about doing this? We're going to use a couple of growths here against this coughing. We're holding on to a PlayStation Network Cure Berry just in case we do get sludged and poisoned. but the couple of growths should now guarantee one-shots against most of the Pokemon, if not all of them, that we come up against in this battle. I do find this trainer to be the most obnoxious rocket of them all. Like, there is no need for 6 exploding, potentially, coughing and wheezing. Like, just stick with 2 or 3 like the rest of them. There's no need for it. Know your place in the game as a side character that's a bit useless. Talking of side characters that are a bit useless, here comes Rival 4. This time he's going to lead with Golbat, and I really hope he goes straight for an attacking move instead of Confuse Ray. But he did, in fact, confuse us. Quilava's up second. Smokescreen has hit as well. It's all going a bit Pete Tong, isn't it? It's going to be a 2-shot on this Quilava as we have been double smokescreened. We don't have anything great for the Magnemite, so we're paralysed on top of everything else now. Do you want to add any more crap to the crap pile? Really? Is this how we're going down? Just because of accuracy drops and status conditions? I don't think we're going to get through this, Haunter. Let's try that again, shall we? Hopefully we'll get better luck this time. Against all of his Pokemon, to be fair. We're confused again. We hit ourselves in confusion. I'm just going to rapid fire some resets until we get through without being confused, honestly. We can tank a wing attack. We've got plenty of defense. Onto the Quilava once more. Smokescreen's here. It hasn't failed because the game hates us and we've been crit. Goodness me. 3rd time's the charm, or whatever time it is by this point. Smokescreen failing would be brilliant here, just like that. Now, are we going to outspeed? No, and we've been bloody burnt. Of course we've been bloody burnt. Why wouldn't we be bloody burnt? And we get Sonic Boomed. At least we're not going to be paralysed now for the rest of this. We'll take solace in that. Oh, the Haunter's swearing at us just to add more insult to injury. Let's Razor Leaf this Sneasel. Let's hope we don't get hit too hard. And we get frigging crit. What is the RNG with me lately? We had that one good bit of RNG with Magcargo, and the game is now punishing me for having the audacity to have good RNG in one run. That really is the story of the life with this one so far, because we can't use another Prosecure Berry either, because we've used up our first Prosecure Berry, and we need another one for later on in the challenge. Let's use a Razor Leaf against this Sneasel. We didn't get a critical hit. He's going to quick attack again, but we are now through. Goodness me, what an absolute show that one was. Let's get out of here and do a heal. That Rival 4 was positively grim, but at least we have now made it through all of the radio tower. Team Rockets has been defeated once and for all, so we don't need to worry about them again for the rest of the challenge, and that makes me very, very happy, because as we all know, Team Rocket is such an annoying part of this challenge. We can get the radio card, and we can now go all the way to Blackthorn City, where we have another gym waiting for us. This is Claire's Dragon-type gym, and because we've got Hidden Power Ice, this gym should be an absolute breeze. We've got just a couple of gym trainers left to go, and then this is the battle where we were waiting to hold on for the Prosecure Berry. We should be able to outspeed Claire's Dragonair, but I want to set up a growth just in case that Kingdra tries any pesky shenanigans. So we will give our final Prosecure Berry, not a Max Ether, can't do anything with a Max Ether. We'll give our Prosecure Berry to our SUNFLORA, and we will take on Claire. She is our final Jotonian gym leader. She is, of course, a Dragon-type specialist led with Dragonair that went down. The second Dragonair goes down in the same way, as does the third. That brings us on to her Kingdra, and I'm hoping to get either a 1 or a 2 shot with Razor Leaf here. Hyper Beam has missed, she's not bothered healing. That was a very, very nice Claire battle. Let us now rush the Dragon's Den to get Claire's badge. Of course, before we get the badge, we have to beat up Darren, and we have to mock him because he's such a terrible trainer. And we will now leave, go and pick up this Max Elixir, and take on this deadly Whirlpool. Oh, the venom I feel every time I take on Darren now. It is unbelievable. All just because of one run. He has become top of my hit list. He's even higher up than Lance the Liar, you know, on the hit list. We do get Claire's badge in 53 minutes and 11 seconds. and we can now head towards the league. And on the way to the league, we will always inevitably get caught by Cool Trainer Joyce. There is absolutely nothing we can do to avoid this lady, no matter what we do. She has exact laser vision to catch on to us every single time. She's just a regular rotator in this version of Crystal as well. I don't know what it is. I just can never seem to avoid her. Now, Beth could be problematic today because we aren't going to outspeed this Rapidash. And if she'd have used a fire-type move, she might have done something. But Beth being Beth, she always does things her own way. And she decided that she did not want to attack us very hardly at all. I'm not going to complain at that, though. That makes our lives a heck of a lot easier. And with that, we are in Victory Road, so we'll plonk on another repel. And we will start making our way towards Rival number 5. I'm really hoping we have a much better time with Rival 5 than we did with a Rival 4. But we shall have to see. This time he's going to lead with Sneasel at the very least. And this Sneasel might have Fury Cutter, but it doesn't really do too much against us. Look, that was even a crit. And it did virtually nothing at all. 3 attacks from the Sneasel did under 30 HP of damage. We have, however, been confused again. And crit again. And we're hitting ourselves in confusion. The Rival hates us. I don't know what it is. He's been swigging on the old secret potion. And we've been screeched this time. Lovely. Just what we want to see. Let us use Hidden Power against this. We might as well one-shot it. And we can move back on to the Golbat. And we're taking another reset. Bloody hell. I don't know what it is with this Rival. It seems like anything that can go wrong with him will go wrong. Just gotta try and hope for the best. His Golbat's not going for Confuse Ray would be glorious, or at least us not hitting ourselves in confusion would be something that would be incredibly beneficial. We've Sludge Bombed the Typhlosion, Flame Wheel hasn't burnt us. We are in with a very slight chance of winning this battle now. Razor Leaf, please one shot, we've crit. We've got Haunted X, we'll swap to Hidden Power. We can tank a Shadow Ball. We grow up to 21, it all depends on whether we can tank a future sight, which of course we can. Or we get through Rival 5. Have you ever seen the Rival prove to be so problematic? I genuinely haven't. And now with our prep for the league all out of the way, our full restores bought, we will take a look at our stats. Level 52 with 170 HP, holding the Prosecure Berry with Razor Leaf, Hidden Power, Ice, Growth and Sludge Bomb. Those are the 4 moves we chose at the start of the challenge. 120 in attack, 96 in defense, a massive 152 in special attack, 131 in special defense, but just 68 in speed. Those, of course, are the out of battle stats. We will get a big buff in battle, as we'll see against Will. And I do want to do some pre-league predictions. I reckon Confusion's going to be our issue with Will, but we should more than comfortably get through most of his team. Even the Jinx will go down probably to 1 Sludge Bomb. Then Koga, Poison type specialist, we've got the type disadvantage there. I reckon if we can set up enough, we should have a good time. Although we will have to worry about getting poisoned. Bruno will be easy. We can set up at 3 or more growths against the Hitmontop. And then just go to town. Karen, question mark as always. She's enigmatic. You never know what's going to happen at Karen. And then Lance, we growth and we sweep. That's the plan anyway. Whether it'll come to fruition is another matter. We're about to find out though, because this is Will. He is our first league member, a psychic type specialist who leads with a Xatu. So we're going to go for a Hidden Power against this Xatu. We did hold on to the Bitterberry just in case. Jinx is up next. I'm hoping for a one-shot with Sludge Bomb. That's exactly what we get. And we are on to Executor. Now we should one-shot Executor. We've got massive special attack. We should also one-shot this next Xatu, but once again we have been confused. But we've only got Slowbro left to go. We're confused no more. The statuses did not matter there, and we get through Will on our first try, 58.06. And now with the prep work for Koga out of the way, we can take him on as well. He is our second league member, a poison type specialist who leads with Ariados. We're going to use a couple of growths here against this Ariados because there's not much it can really attack us with. And he has swapped out to Venomoth with a Baton Pass. How interesting. That just gives us a free turn to attack the Venomoth. Then we can one-shot the Ariados. And up next is Muck. We've set up enough growths to make sure that it will go down in one. Crobat has used Toxic. Toxic has failed, so he gets rid of it as well. And that just leaves Fortress left to go. We one-shot it, so no bombs for us today from Koga. A very nice battle in 58-52. The prep work for Bruno ostensibly just meant using a full restore and holding on to the Quick Claw. And now we can take him on. He leads with Hitmontop. Hitmontop doesn't really have anything too good for us. It's just going to keep quick attacking us. So that means we can get a few growths off. And then we will Razor Leaf this Hitmontop as it does get a critical hit against us. Hitmonchan is next. It uses Muck Punch for guaranteed damage, but we one-shot it away. And the third one is Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee hits us with a double kick. We are able to hit back with a Razor Leaf. And we're going to use Hidden Power to guarantee the one-shot on the Machamp. We don't want to fuss about with any accuracy checks. And we can also one-shot the Onix. Bruno down in 59-47. Let's move on to Karen. And the prep work for Karen is using all the rare candies, using an elixir, and using the HP up. And then also hoping for the best. The HP up hasn't worked this time when we have been sand attacked, but hopefully just one sand attack won't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. There's that confusion again. We love confusion, don't we? It's the best status condition ever. We hit ourselves in confusion, we're parafused, we're taking a reset. I do not care if we are reset heavy in this one. Parafusion is not what we are after. There we go, she's not gone for sand attack. Let us get confused again, because why not? Are you going to sand attack us while we're hitting ourselves in confusion just to add insult to injury? Back onto the Vileplume we go. We hit ourselves once more, and we're paralysed once more. It's 50-50. We've lost it twice in a row. Third time's the charm, and we're out of bitter berries as well. I don't cheese the berries here on this channel, so I only ever get 2 bitter berries before the league. So we've used both of them, so there's no chance of us not being confused for the rest of this run, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes. We don't have anything great for this Houndoom, so we're just going to miss our Razor Leafs and get completely annihilated. If we crit, we'd be in with a good chance, but we don't crit. Oh, Karen, how I've not missed these kind of battles. We've had a lot of good Karen battles lately, but today it is not one of them. In fact, we are just going to keep on persevering against this Umbreon until we're out of confusion. So I think going up against the Umbreon is going to be less painful than going up against the rest of the team. We're back through the Vileplume, we're back onto the Houndoom. One Razor Leaf should knock out now, because we are that boosted with our attack. Let's use a Razor Leaf against the Gengar, but of course we miss. She's licked us, we're back to being paralysed, and it's all going wrong again. Thank you, Quick Claw. Murkrow's next. Quick Claw activates, Hidden Power activates. We cheese Karen there really, but we're not going to complain. Karen is defeated, her reign of terror is over. Let us set up now for Lance. We need a full restore and we need a lot of luck. Holding on to a Persecure Berry just in case. Let's engage him in battle. This is Lance, he is the liar with the flyers. The only obstacle between us and the Hall of Fame, and he leads with Gyarados. Now Gyarados is going to Hyper Beam, it's just going to try and flail about really, it doesn't have any moves for us. So that means we can really get very overpowered, and we can just hope that we don't get hit too hard by any of his Pokemon, just like that. In fact, we are probably better off with the Quick Claw, if my menuing can work. I don't know what happened there, I had a bit of lag on screen, and my menuing just went absolutely all over the place there. I think we maybe over set up on the Gyarados there. Maybe we just do 2 or 3 if he goes for Hyper Beam. Double Flail, that's fine. We should now be in one-shot range of this Gyarados. We knock it out and we are on to Dragonite number 1. We have enough special... A crit. RNG, please. I don't know what I've done to offend you, but I am truly sorry if I have offended you in any way, shape or form. I did not intend to have RNG work this badly against me in a run. Now can we please get our act together? Now we've been Thunder Waved. Well, I'm not holding on to the Prosecure Berry, we get Thunder Waved. That is exactly the way this goes. We're just going to deal with the paralysis. We're just going to hope that we don't get hit too hard. We are arguably through the hardest Pokemon now, and we get Fire Blasted. If we get a Quick Claw proc, we win. If we don't, we lose. We lose with a crit that wasn't needed to be a crit. That was unnecessary. That was just rubbing salt into the wound, Lance. Thank you very much. Back we go again to the old routine of 3 growths, take some damage, one-shot the Gyarados, unnecessary crit. Then we try and not get paralysed, but we do, and we are back to exactly where we were. This time though, we get hit by a wing attack. We are able to get rid of the Aerodactyl. How about this Charizard? Flamethrower hits. Down to 16. Quick Claw and we win. No Quick Claw and we lose. Oh, RNG, please. I know we are slow. It's not our fault we're slow. We're doing our absolute best. We are trying. We're trying really hard. Now give us a break, please. Thank you. Dragonite number 1 goes down. Who have we got next? Aerodactyl. Wing attack. Don't crit. Fine. We're through. Who have we got after this? Zard. Flamethrower. Are you going to burn? We're only on 21 HP. That's not good. Outrage knocks us out. Outrageous. Oh, this one could be a bit of a slog, you know. I don't know why I'm trying Hidden Power here. See if it makes any difference at all, because we can get through the Dragonites without needing growth. Can we get through the Aerodactyl without growth? Yes, we can. However, we are going to need growth for the Zard, aren't we? Yes. I knew there was a reason I was growthing. Questioning myself there. Quite often happens when you get caught in a situation like this. Right, off we go again. We get rid of the Gyarados. We Quick Claw against the Dragonite. Good. This is what we want to see. Wing attack, a little bit of damage. Fine. Please Quick Claw against this Zard. We don't. We try again. This is the undoing of SUNFLORA, and it's all because of our low speed stat, unfortunately. Not much we can do. We should not be attacking there. We should be going straight for growth. Because if we growth, then we don't need to worry about Flail doing boosted damage. 159 as the Gyarados goes down. Thunder Wave got a Gen 2 miss, we'll take that. We grow back up to level 16. Here comes Aerodactyl. We once again don't get a Quick Claw proc, but we knock it out in 1. If we can get a Quick Claw proc against this, which we don't, then we would have been fine. We need 2 Quick Claws now to see us through, and we don't get it. So we try again. And we keep on trying until we get the win. That's all we can do. There's no other solution here. Nothing on that learn set would have changed the outcome of this battle. We just know we can use 3 growths and then just try and get through this battle. I don't even think being paralysed will affect us that much. It's not like our speed is great anyway, and it's only a 1 in 4 for not moving with paralysis. You'll notice as well, double paralysis there when we actually got a Quick Claw proc on turn 2. I eventually decided to just focus on the battle and stop thinking about the voiceover, and just a few resets later we eventually got the luck we were looking for. Survived on 160 against the Gyarados, and we came onto the Dragonite where we had a Thunder Wave Gen 2 miss. That was one of the keys to success, but the bigger key was against this Aerodactyl. We got a Quick Claw proc at long last, so we were on 163 for the Zard. Flamethrower hits less hard than Wing Attack, so we're on just under half health as the next Dragonite comes out. We once again get a Quick Claw proc, and that sealed Lance's fate. He went for Thunder Wave, but we didn't get fully paralysed. We knock it out, and we get through Lance. And that gave us our Lance time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 12 seconds for SUNFLORA's 4-move challenge. That isn't a bad time, all things considered, seeing as a lot of this run was done on RNG. And our final Hall of Fame time for this run is 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 24 seconds. Don't forget though, this is only half of the story. We do have another 8 gym badges plus the red fight left to come, so don't you dare go anywhere, because Kanto is next. And we are rejoining the action as we always do here in Vermilion City, where we are about to take on our Cantonian gauntlet. We are skipping Lieutenant Surge as our first Cantonian leader today for obvious reasons. I don't think we'd be able to get through very easily. At least his Magneton, so we will pick up the items here in Celadon City instead, and we will go into a much more pleasant gym for our first Cantonian gym. And our first Cantonian gym leader today is going to be Erica. She is, of course, a Grass-type specialist who leads with Tangela. We'll one-shot the Tangela with Hidden Power Ice. We'll do the same against the Victory Bell. We will nearly but not quite grow up to level 62. We can one-shot Blossom. That gets us up to 62, and then the last Pokemon is Jumpluff. It's quad weak to ice, so it goes down in 1, and that gives us Erica's badge in a time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 22 seconds. Our second Cantonian leader is going to be Janine, of course it is. She is everyone's favourite pushover, and she leads with Crobat. We don't outspeed the Crobats, but we haven't been confused, so we knock it out in 1, and then we should have a fairly simple rest of this battle. We'll use Hidden Power against both of the Weezing. Up next is going to be Ariados. We can one-shot with Hidden Power again. Her last Pokemon is going to be Venomoth. Is this a range? It is, but she's gone for Double Team. That's fine. We defeat Janine and we obtain the Soul Badge in 1 hour, 14 minutes and 25 seconds. And now, after doing the first half of the Power Plant storyline, including Backwards Rock Tunnel in the dark, we can make our way into Sabrina's gym. She is our third Cantonian leader together today. She is a Psychic specialist who leads with Espeon. Espeon's gone straight for Psychic instead of Sand Attacking. That's fine. That's exactly what we're after. We can get through Espeon. Up next is going to be Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime has set up a barrier, but we'll two-shot it. The last Pokemon here is going to be Alakazam. We can tank a Psychic from it. We knock it out in 1. And we have defeated Sabrina to obtain the Marsh Badge in 1:16:36. Now that leads us on to everyone's favourite part of this challenge. It's time for Nugget's Bridge. And while we are doing Nugget Bridge, we'll have a little decompress about the run so far, and a little Cantonian chat, as it were. So, I think this run has definitely been one of our trickier runs for a very long time. Mostly due to the RNG. Our low speed stat meant we were always going to have sections where, when we have the type disadvantage to so many of the enemy's Pokemon, we were always going to be relying on just getting the Quick Claw luck. That battle that we had with Lance, it could have been our first battle and we could have gone through without a reset. Same with the rival battles, same with all of the battles really. We have just had a lot of RNG sections, which isn't particularly pleasant, but that's the way it goes. And I am really enjoying this new format. This is the first run I've recorded. I decided for the first time in a very long time to not save my pilot episode, consign it to the history books, and never release it, because that's what I've done with every other series so far. But I wanted to have that first genuine experience with all of you. And I'm really actually gaining confidence to experiment with the content again. I feel I've been stuck in a bit of a rut for some time, kind of getting a little bit, not fed up with, but a little bit boxed in by the classic challenge running formula, and I've not really had any impetus at all for a very long time to innovate. There are a lot of people, especially in the challenge running scene, who hoover up other people's ideas and try and put their own twist on them in a very loose sense. But I've always been one to try and come up with stuff that's completely out of the box, that's completely different. I never like following the trends. I like creating my own trends, even if they aren't popular. That's all I really enjoy doing. Misty here, of course, was always going to be an easy gym leader. A 1 hour, 19 minutes and 8 seconds for the Cascade badge. Goodness me, I've got a new way of displaying the splits on my other screen, so it's taken me a while to get my eye down to where the splits are on this particular layout. I'm sure I'll get used to it very, very quickly though. But as I was saying, I really like taking my own spins on all the challenge running formats. That's why I did things like the guaranteed HM friends, pausing the timer to catch the HM friends, starting the timer in my own place, and just making up my own set of rules. Because otherwise, you just end up being a bad imitation of somebody else, and I've never ever wanted to be a bad imitation of somebody else, because they say imitation's the sincerest form of flattery. But I've always found it a bit insulting if somebody's trying to copycat you for something you've come up with and an idea you've had, and they're not even bothering to put their own spin on it, then it can get a little bit frustrating, to say the least. It's happened to me a lot in this format, and I'm sure it'll happen elsewhere in life as well. It's just one of life's inevitabilities, really, isn't it? But let's now face friend of the channel, 3 Drill. It's always a pleasure to see 3 Drill in one of these runs, and because my movement was a little bit duff, we are getting an extra battle with him today. But we're never going to complain at 3 Drill. He's one of our biggest friends, and has been ever since we started doing challenge running. And now we've got Camper Jerry here standing in for Camper Liam, as Razorleaf is missing an awful lot at the moment. We will knock him out and we will take on Brock. Brock is our next Cantonian gym leader. He is, of course, a rock type specialist. Leads with Graveler that goes down in 1, and he is quad weak actually to grass with all of his Pokémon. So if we get a loss here, we will be very surprised, because I don't think he stands any chance at all. Razorleaf connects on all of those. Brock is defeated. Boulder Badge acquired in 1 hour, 21 minutes and 16 seconds. And that now brings us on to Blaine. Blaine is our next gym leader. We do have the type disadvantage to him, and he leads with Magcargo. Thankfully, Razorleaf is neutral on Magcargo there. And we have Sludge Bomb for the Bumhead Fire Duck. And we will also have Sludge Bomb for the Rapidash. Probably going to be a 2-shot against this Rapidash. Fire Blast can hit us, but he is now caught in a bit of a healing loop. He's gone for Fury Attack. I don't know what it is about Rapidash and Fury Attack in this challenge, but they seem to love going for it. That does give us the Volcano Badge in 1:22:42. Let us use a full restore now, and we are going to stick on a Purse-Cure Berry, and we will need that for our next gym leader, which is going to be Lieutenant Surge. We've held off from him for as long as we can, but we do now need to take him on. He does have one person, of course, guarding his gym. That is this gentleman here with the Pikachu and the Fluffy. Should be a very simple battle with Razorleaf. And it really is just the Magneton I am worried about in this particular battle. We'll be absolutely fine against everything else. We just need to be able to get up enough growths to be able to get through this battle. So we get through the first of his Pokemon, and now he is double team spamming, but Razorleaf does eventually connect. Here comes Magneton. 1 growth should do it as he sets up a double team. We get through now, and I don't think we're even going to need our Purse-Cure Berry. Electrode is useless. All it does is move quickly. Here comes the Electabuzz. You can see that Thunder did less than 20 HP of damage. And we get the Thunder Badge in 1:23:51. That means there is just 1 more gym leader left to go. Good old Blue, and he does lead, of course, with a very pesky Pidgeot. So we are probably going to have to plan around his Pidgeot here. Let us use the leftovers for him, and we'll see how we get on. This is Blue, the final gym leader of the challenge, and he leads with Pidgeot. Let's use Hidden Power. Wing Attack does a fair amount of damage, but not enough to write home about, really. And we are on to Executor. This should be a good chance for us to grow a little bit with our special attack, because Egg Bomb is incredibly inaccurate, and I don't even think Leech Seed can hit us in this generation. We knock out the Executor. Here comes Arcanine. Again, don't have anything great for Arcanine, so we are just going to have to deal with whatever it does. We get a lovely critical hit there from our Razor Leaf. We can use another Razor Leaf against this Alakazam. Although the trouble with Razor Leaf is that it's not 100% accurate. Hyper Beam knocks us out, unfortunately. That was just a bit of bad luck there. If we didn't get hit by the Psychic, we would have been A-OK. So we go back to the beginning. We will... Oh, not a one-shot on the Pidgeot. Interesting. Good to know. Let's try a single growth against this Pidgeot and hope that he goes for Mirror Move turn 2, just like that. That gives us a little bit more special attack to play with when we get on to the Exeggutor. We're going to use a double growth here. In fact, we can triple growth because Egg Bomb shouldn't hit all of these times, surely. No? You're just using Secret Potion accuracy, are you? I think we've lost this before it's begun, unfortunately. We'll still try. No. Once again, the RNG working against us. Probably shouldn't have risked it that much, but I thought we'd be fine. We can take one hit from the Pidgeot. We know it seems to like going Wing Attack into Mirror Move. Now, let's use a couple of growths here against this Exeggutor. There we go. This is the kind of RNG we're after. We'll get rid of the Exeggutor now, and we are on to the Arcanine. Now, I'd like to be able to Razor Leaf crit it again, but that hasn't happened this time. Down to 3. Right, okay. We might be playing for a Razor Leaf crit. I think we are. We could be here a while. We shall have to see. I think we've got our opening now, though, of one growth into Hidden Power against Pidgeot. Let us see just how much HP, or just how many growths we can get off while still surviving on fairly decent HP here. 3 Egg Bombs have hit in a row. This one I'm not really planning on getting to the end. I just want to try and see, do we have a consistent one-shot on this Arcanine? Razor Leaf hits. We do not have a consistent one-shot. We do have... Let me just check our experience really quickly. Gonna do a couple of battles, and we'll come back to blue. So we've got up to level 67, and I'm actually going to use our 2 rare candies that we have here as well to get us all the way up to 69 for this blue fight. Hopefully this will now turn a couple of ranges into one-shots, and I'm hoping as well that it will just give us that little bit of extra oomph that we need to get through all of the battle, because it will of course have buffed our defences ever so slightly as well. We're back onto the Exeggutor now. He's going to spam Egg Bomb and hopefully do a Leech Seed or 2. Once again, Egg Bomb is hitting with almost perfect accuracy here. Let's go up one more in our special attack and then let us Hidden Power. Hopefully we will have enough HP now to get through this Arcanine. Hopefully we won't need to rely on a critical hit either. Let us see. Is that a one-shot? It's crit. We will never know if that's a consistent one-shot. Alakazam hits us with Psychic. We have survived this time, but I don't think we're going to outspeed the Gyarados. He has missed. He has missed. This is good. We've only got Rhydon left to go. Rhydon isn't particularly fast. We can get through it. We can get rid of it. We have defeated Blue in a time of 1 hour, 29 minutes and 26 seconds. Never ever give up on your hopes and dreams. When you think it is all over, just keep on persevering and miracles can happen. Let us get over to Pallet Town now. As it turns today, we've been playing that for so long now that the pallets has changed from morning today, if you'll excuse the pun. Now, we are just a couple of experience points shy of level 70. So I am going to save the repels until after we have encountered 1 or 2 wild Pokemon here in the outskirts of Silver Cave. I just want to get up to level 70, just like that. And now we have made it through the dark room here in Silver Cave, and we can think about what we want to do for Red. We do have the candy jar that we can give, and one of the metrics we will be using for tie breaks in this series is how many uses of the candy jar we have had. He does lead with Pikachu. Let's see how we get on. He should start with a Charm, and then he's going straight for Thunder. We are holding on to a Prosecure Berry, and we're just going to hope for the best here, that we don't get too paralysed. Hidden Powers should get rid of this Pikachu now. I'm curious to see how much we do. Oh, the Venusaur has come out and he's used Sunny Day. That's not good. Maybe we should be running the Quick Claw. Let's see. Critical hit. Once again, the crits. I tell you, the RNG on this one has been terrible. It has been absolutely brutal from start to finish, hasn't it? Sometimes it happens though, you just get these runs where the RNG is not on your side whatsoever. We are through that now. We are back onto the Venusaur. He's using Sunny Day again. Solar Beam doesn't hit too hard. I'm wondering, you know, Quick Claw or lefties. There are plenty of options here. I'm just not sure what the right one is yet. We didn't get paralysed by the Pikachu. That is good. Maybe we just try and stall on this Venusaur a little bit. Although we are getting a lot of damage done to us, goodness me. It's a lot more than I was expecting, considering our special defense is actually very, very high. Let's have a little think. Well, we'll start off by using that one rare candy we've got left in. Swap to the lefties for a bit. Try a bunch of different strats. Inevitably one will work. We just don't know which one's the right one yet. If we get paralysed, we have to take a reset. We know that much. Oh, this is a really interesting puzzle at the end here. We are in a real pickle, really. Let's get rid of the Pikachu. Back onto the Venusaur. He's going to use Sunny Day. I'm just wondering, can we tank a flamethrower boosted by the sun? No, we can't. Right, okay. Think it might have to be a bit of the Quick Claw luck, you know. Try and dodge as much rubbish as possible from this Pikachu. If we can dodge a couple of Thunders, we may be in business. If not, could be here a while. We are going to use some candy jar action here now. We've used 5, that is going to give us a penalty of 5 minutes. So whatever time we end up with, we will add 5 minutes onto it because we have used 5 uses of the candy jar. I think that's how we're going to run it. That would seem to make some kind of logical sense to be a minute per level we need to gain. So we're up to 8 minutes added on for the penalty. This might be subject to change, by the way. If you don't like the idea of the penalty, please do let me know. And we can change that idea. Full health as we get rid of the Pikachu. Venusaur did not set up Sunny Day, and that gave us an extra turn of growth there. I think if we can... I was going to say if we can Quick Claw the Zard, we have a really good chance. We are now through the Zard for the first time, though. Onto the Espeon we go. Psychic has hit, but we are through it. Snorlax is next. I think we need a critical hit here, really. Which we do get. Right, it's all about this Blastoise. We have connected, we have knocked it out, and we are through red in 137.25 overall. That is 137.25 for red. Let's take a look at the leaderboard without the penalty first off, and let me know in the comments if you want me to add the penalty. And now, of course, because we don't have any Pokemon at all on the 4 moves leaderboard, we get a guaranteed first place. But if we look overall for all of our crystal runs, we are in 111th place. I like that alliteration, especially because we are in November. Now, as the rest of the leaderboard does play out in full, I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this first 4 moves challenge. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure to leave a like. I know it's been a very long video. If you do want to see more runs just like this, click the subscribe button. Any feedback, especially because it's a new series, leave it down in the comments below. And of course, if you want to see the runs early, you can always join the channel membership and become a HM friend. But with that, we are done, so I will say thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and I'll catch you all very, very soon.